Hello and welcome to our Thursday masterclass. And today the topic is how to find the perfect illustrator for your children's book. We're the Rural Publishing Company and we'll get started. So welcome to today's masterclass. A little bit about us. So we aim to help aspiring and current rural, regional and remote business owners and authors to get published. We follow an assisted or supported self-publishing model where you retain all the rights to your work and receive 100% of your book sale profits. Our aim is to make the publishing process as smooth and as easy as possible so you can reap the rewards sooner. We publish business books, non-fiction, fiction, children's books and more. And we hope to empower authors with our courses and coaching along the way. So about me, I am the co-founder of the Rural Entrepreneur Collective and Rural Authors Club. I'm the co-founder of the Rural Publishing Company, the Rural Marketing Company, and Rebel Equestrian Centre. I'm a multi-award-winning copywriter and best-selling author. I'm a certified practicing marketer with the Australian Marketing Institute, and I have a Bachelor of Technology.
About me, I'm co-founder with Sarah of the Rural Entrepreneur Collective and the Rural Authors Club, co-founder of the Rural Publishing Company and Rebel Equestrian, also with Sarah. I'm the founder of Billing Metals, which is a metals trading and manufacturing business. It's also involved in gold and mining a bit as well. So, professional mad scientist. Sarah's got YouTube star written down there. I know about YouTube star, but I do have a rapidly growing YouTube channel.
Very
It's
popular.
all on mining and prospecting and a bit of chemistry and geology. And yeah, I've been reading since I was very little. I've read anything from 2 to 6 books at a time for most of my life. And I write stuff that I might even publish one day.
Yeah, you should.
Uh, so yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Cool. So in today's masterclass, we'll be covering the 3 biggest myths about hiring an illustrator, where to find illustrators,
Illustrators.
where to find illustrators,
Teach you how to speak English good too.
how to brief them properly, what to ask when you sign a contract, how to protect your rights and your vision, and we'll give you some real examples. So just a note, this information is for children's book authors who want to self-publish, either alone or via a supported or assisted self-publishing company. Traditional publishers often tend to supply illustrators for you, but not many authors, especially new or unknown ones, are able to get those elusive traditional contracts. So we'll start with some myths about finding good illustrators. Myth 1, good illustrators cost $10,000 plus. So that's not exactly true. Sometimes they are expensive. Other times you can find talented professional illustrators on lower budgets. So the pricing will depend on style, experience, and licensing, not just quality. Myth 2, the illustrator drives the story. So in reality, you're the author. A good illustrator brings your vision to life, but they don't change your story or take over creative control unless you agree to that. Myth 3, I'll just find someone on Fiverr and call it done. So it's never about finding the cheapest illustrator, it's about finding the right fit. Cheap art can cost you more in time, frustration, or rights issues later. So where to find good illustrators? So first up is ask friends and family, because often there's a talented artist in your midst already. You can try your local writers groups. So often there'll be other children's book authors who can recommend great illustrators. You can try looking in Facebook groups. So try searching for children's book authors and illustrators, local community groups, or other relevant writing and illustrating groups. You can do some searching on Instagram and Pinterest. So search by hashtags. You can try portfolio sites. You can also contact self-publishing companies like us because they often have illustrators on offer as part of or in addition to your publishing package. You can search Amazon for similar books and track down their illustrators. You can also use freelance platforms such as Upwork, Fiverr, Readsy, and Freelancer.
As well as Amazon, just going to your local bookshop and having a look at kids' books can quite often be a good idea. They'll normally
Yep,
have the illustrator's name in there and
yep, that's a good idea too.
hunt them down.
So, just a note on using those freelance platforms. Sites such as Fiverr and Upwork can be really useful. However, you do need to be really careful that you choose someone who produces quality work in the way that you expect. Cheapest isn't always best, most expensive isn't always best, and really do be careful of dodgy overseas illustrators who simply use AI or stock images because you can run into legal hot water using those. So just be a little bit careful. You can find fantastic illustrators on Fiverr and Upwork, but you do need to be careful. So what to look for in a portfolio. So you're looking for a style that suits your story. You're looking for characters with personality. You want consistency across scenes. You want to see the ability to show emotion, movement, and diversity. And you also want it to appeal to kids. So would your target age group love it? So how to choose and brief your illustrator. Always start with a test page. So before committing to a full book, ask for one paid sample illustration. This can save you a lot of grief and money if your visions don't align. What goes in your brief? So you'll want the story or scene, character descriptions, mood, colors, and the emotion you want to convey. You'll want your page dimensions and file specs, and that does say if known, but you should really know that in advance. And your style references. So you might like some specific books for specific reasons, and it's always good to provide those examples. So know your requirements and specifications. This is really, really important. And if you get it wrong from the get-go, your illustrator will produce the wrong size images, which isn't really a great start. So most standard self-published children's books these days are 8.5 by 8.5 inches. So that's your trim size, and they tend to be paperback. You can go for other sizes, but they may not display or print on Amazon. If you intend to use print-on-demand services, which is the cheapest way to print, you do need to check their trim sizes and the formats that they provide. And if in doubt, check with a publisher for help. So don't micromanage, but do be clear. Illustrators are artists, not mind readers. Give creative direction, then let them do what they do best. Don't be afraid, though, to provide feedback and have them draw outlines first for you to approve before filling in detail and colour. And that can save a lot of issues down the track if they're just doing outlines first. Yeah, before going to all the great detail and finishing them off. So questions to ask before hiring an illustrator. You'll want to ask, what's your process and timeline? How many revisions are included? What file types and formats will I receive? Will I own the copyright or just a license? And have you worked on children's books before? Red flags to watch out for: vague contracts or none at all, no portfolio or only AI generated art, ghosting, inconsistent communication, and no clear revision process or pricing structure. So make sure you've got contracts in place and that you're comfortable with who you're working with. So just a few legal and licensing basics. Always check who owns the artwork. So if you're hiring them to work for you, you generally own the rights. If there's a licensing agreement, they own it and you get limited use based on their conditions. Make sure you get the rights to use the illustrations in print, digital, marketing, and merch if relevant. And it's really, really important you get that clear up front because otherwise you can end up with a lot of issues down the track.
expensive, excuse me, expensive issues too, quite frequently.
Yeah, and they can get quite complicated. So, respectful relationships. A great relationship will offer clear communication, mutual respect, defined expectations, and an openness to feedback on both sides. So that's really important that you can get along well with your illustrator to make sure that you can produce the best result.
Pretty good advice for life, actually, that.
Pretty much. So now we'll just look at a few success stories of what our previous authors have done. So, The Cheeky Mouse was a book written by Colleen Manning. She was incredibly lucky that she had a talented young niece, Hannah Manning, who painted the illustrations for her. So they were literally hand painted, scanned, and then put into the correct formats for the book. And it worked really, really well. Then we have The Brightest Butterfly, which was by Katrina Byron. Now, Katrina actually found her illustrator on Upwork, and it actually worked really, really well. So those images were digitally hand drawn and produced specifically for this book. And yeah, it was a really good success story. Where, yeah, and a good example of where you can take an overseas designer and get a great result. And All the Feelings in the Rainbow by Samara Eastman. She was really, really lucky as she was an artist as well. So she painted her own images and then scanned them into the final product. So a few things to remember. Choose your illustrator really carefully. Make sure you can check samples of their work first. Understand your legal and licensing requirements and any contracts you're signing. Get advice and specifications early to ensure your illustrations are created correctly from the get-go. So to wrap up, your next steps would be to finalize your manuscript, start following illustrators whose style you like, prepare a brief and a shortlist, reach out to the people on your shortlist, ask for sample pages, and then trust your instincts. The other option you have is reach out to a self-publisher like us, as they often have contacts and guidelines that you'll need to follow. We certainly have a few contacts up our sleeve, and we certainly know the ins and outs of what needs to be produced for a successful kids book. So feel free to reach out to us. So if you would like some specific advice in relation to your children's book idea, manuscript, or illustrations, we're happy to help. We offer free 30-minute chats to answer all of your questions. We don't use these as sales pitches. There's no obligations to go ahead with us. We keep all your material confidential, and yeah, we're happy to chat over any of your questions and concerns and get you moving forward. Otherwise, we also have our brand new community for rural, regional, and remote authors, our Rural Authors Club. So basically, that's a private social style community. We have trainings, masterclasses, courses, worksheets, templates, resources, everything you could possibly need to successfully complete a book.
There's plenty more coming.
Plus lots more to come. And you can get all that for just $17 per month. So that's nice and easy. We also have our children's book publishing package. So when you bring your manuscript and possibly illustrations to us, we will provide advice on image sizing, formats, and help guide you and your illustrator. We will help you edit and proofread your story. We'll create the correct files for paperback and ebook. We'll set you up for global distribution. We'll set you up for print on demand. We'll build you an author website to sell from, and we'll provide some guidance on marketing. So that all comes at $2,997, but we do have payment plans as well. So we do have lots more free resources on our website under our free stuff option. We have lots more free masterclasses to come. We're available for our free book breakthrough sessions at any time, and you can always email us as well. So just a few links. You're welcome to screenshot this page if you wish. Otherwise, you'll find all of these links on our website. If you just go to the ruralpublishingcompany.com.au, it should all be very easy to find. And otherwise, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back with another masterclass next Thursday. Next Thursday's topic is for fiction writers and novelists, and it's how to not get lost in your own fiction story. And that's about it, I
That
think.
is. Thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll be back soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.